Hi, beloved. Back with another episode of what it is we're doing. So, one of the fun things your necromant, when Mars is your necromant, there's always fun going on. Now, what we're doing is reliving the past. Right. We're reliving the past. So, in that we are doing that, we've gone back to our old profession. Not just looking for a job, because that's a profession, but maybe coming up with new forms of art. Not just comedy, not just shit talking, but maybe make a couple bracelets, right? So we're looking at it. Flip you around. This is how we're doing it. Grade them all out. Seeing if we make a couple cute bracelets, right? What we made so far, we're trying to make a remake of some jewelry the high priestess of the family gave me, my mother, right? We decided to make something like this, right? Where it's pearl and coral on leather. Now, the one I was given to this, believe it or not, echoes my astrology. It was like a red 1mm leather with tumbled agate, like a reddish flower agate that wasn't sheened. It wasn't shined all the way. Real nice, real slinky. And on the end of it had a Mercury dime button. It was made of brass, but it had the imprint of the Mercury dime, right? Because I am Mercury, right? In my astrology, the planets, there are 4. The chief of which, the highest, is Mars, technically. But Mercury is above it if we look at the radius. Mercury, Mars, Sun, Moon. I own 4 Sephiroth. I am the new moon child, right? So we're hoping to break into a thing that Boaz is not famous for. Art. I mean, Boaz is famous for art, but not the way this age is, right? Because art is a certain way, right? It needs to go back to where it was. Practitioners, crafters, artificers, right? Jewelers, right? Where you don't employ a person full-time for solutions. You bring a person for a solution. Or you bring a problem to a person for a solution, right? And you pay them exorbitantly because it is a problem you can't fix with your industry, right? That's where Hermes Trismegistus came in. A guy walking around helping everybody with their shit, making money, doing this thing. That's what godly position was always supposed to be about, guys. Being that psycho waveform that shows up and just being there, talking and pointing things out. It's like, hey, how about this? How do you solve it? How are you doing it today? Well, let's look at the different. Maybe the solutions you're using are not a solution for this situation, right? Case by case basis. I reckon, with that being said, the future has something new in it, right? Reliving some of the past. Some of the past was more austerity, right? We believe that's coming. We believe the financial reset isn't going to fix their problems. So we believe that coming up with the craft is going to be something important, right? So we made that. We got some ones we want to make with those pearls we were talking about, right? Pearls and coral, I think, is the way to go, right? Pearls and coral. Yep, Hamagotchi coral, right? Yak bone. We're doing the yak bone too. Check this out. Can you see it? It flipped around again. You can see it on this end. They are yak bone skulls, right? And fire agate. I think that's a real cool bracelet, right? And then orange coral with pearls. Stranded together real dainty on like a wire, right? And I got some cute clasps, right? I think that's the way to go. We're going to try and get people engaged and see if it's a thing, right? Make a couple products, bring it out there, see if people like it. Don't know if it's going to hit. We hope it hits. But in order for it to be something you can function on, have to make lots of stuff and hit regularly. Right? We know that's not a thing these days. Because we're going in a diminishing return economy. That's right, guys. The music's about to stop economically. And there's not enough chairs. There's not enough chairs right now, which is what the whole digital fencing system is. To keep you guys who should have jobs out of job pools. Because we can't look like we've got all these reasons to get people's data, the jobs that don't exist, Well, we got to pretend it's a charade of companies pretending, running interviews. They're not actually hiring anybody, but they take everybody's data all the time that go onto their websites. So they have to pretend that they're running interviews, right? Pretend that they're creating jobs, but they're fucking not creating jobs. They're just taking money and taking them too, and causing us to be crushed by the crushing weight of their genius industry, which is kicking the can down the road. We need to go where money is made on the service, paid on the day labor, paid at the time of service. You go back to that, you can save your country. You don't go back to that, your country's failed. You don't have to make any decisions, guys. You don't have to change anything. This is an age change. You're actually supposed to stay right where you are and get what you got coming, right? Just some thoughts. Later, beloved.